Good evening, Chairperson Parks, Board of Supervisors. It's good to see you again here in Simi Valley. My name is Mark Perryman. I'm the website administrator and community outreach specialist for the web-based organization RockidineWatch.org. For over 1 year that our website has been online, it has been visited by over 25 million people, including but not limited to federal, state, local governments, and the respective regulatory authorities. This is not to say, however, that we're only visited by the general public of the United States. Due to the gravity of this issue and increased public awareness of the world's third worst nuclear meltdown, we have had visitors from each continent all over the world. As an Eagle Scout, I'm here today to make sure that this Board of Supervisors understands the complexity of human health and environmental issues surrounding the site. Today, you have heard from your constituency and concerned citizens from outside of your constituency. They are here presenting very important issues. I am here to give you the overall picture of why Ventura County was selected as the premier location for the Santa Susana Field Laboratory. The field laboratory was chosen due to its proximity to the Canoga Park, DeSoto Avenue, and Canoga Avenue facilities. The idea was conceived that they could produce rocket engines in regulatory strict and advanced Los Angeles County, having tested the rocket engines in less strict and less advanced Ventura County, which primarily consisted of ranches and agricultural land at the time. The U.S. Atomic Energy Commission then followed the lead and created a nuclear testing facility at the site. Because Ventura County did not and still does not have the proper monitoring equipment, staff, and expertise to monitor for radionuclides and chemicals known to be utilized at the site, they've essentially received a free pass from the Ventura County regulatory authorities. This same exact on-site and off-site contamination issue could have been regulated like the new EPA Superfund site in northern Ventura County, the Halco Engineering Company. For this reason and this reason alone, the Ventura County Board of Supervisors, Environmental Health Department, and the Air Pollution Control District must obtain the proper monitoring equipment and expertise to properly understand and regulate the pollution that has entered and continues to enter Ventura County. Without immediate action by this board, your constituency and future generations will be impacted by the chemical and radioactive mess left behind by over 26 nuclear test reactors and over 30,000 open-air rocket tests. Finally, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, in working with the United States Department of Labor, has created a site history which chronologically dates the activities at the field laboratory. This is the most complete record of the activities that took place at the site and is available for download in our document archive.
Mr. Perryman, your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In my supervisor's race, the obvious thing that Jill has said is Elton brings to Simi Valley and to the Rocketdyne project every year about $100,000 for studying and research, you know, the same old stuff. But never, I mean, I live within 3 miles of Rocketdyne. I live in a beautiful home, but Rocketdyne is 3 miles from where I live. It's a huge, huge issue. Simi is finally, hopefully, getting off their duck. People are understanding how important this issue is, how it's affecting the health and lives of people. And it's really, really very important. I'm glad to see that the young Progressive Democrats group is really doing something tonight. I'll walk with Jill and anybody else who wants to walk on this thing. I brought it up in my campaign, and the funny thing was the newspaper, The Star, would not cover anything on Rocketdyne at all. Daily News covered a little bit. Times wasn't even an issue. And yet this was probably the most important, or is the most important issue for people who live in Simi Valley and Thousand Oaks. For everybody, but certainly those people. And this has been a covered up secret for many, many years. You know, it's the secret that nobody wants to talk about.
One of the questions was the wildfires, and our police reporter at the time followed up on that, and what my memory serves is that the ash was indeed tested. There were firefighters that expressed concern in regards to their health being exposed to the burning vegetation, because a very large portion, the fire went through a sizable portion of the field laboratory, and I don't know if any outside sources that studied the impacts What I do know is that Boeing conducted their own assessment, and their own assessment came back that it was safe. So again, I am reporting what I have, but I do not know if any other outside group has looked at that.
I didn't hear anything about this rumor about that when they extracted some of the water, they extracted water from some wells that were possibly contaminated to put out the fire, I guess. Did you hear anything about that either?
I didn't hear about the use of contaminated wells,
That was more, yeah.
but I'm writing it down on my things. But I do know that there are wells on the site that are used to test the presence of chemicals on there. I don't know if they would be tapped for fire hoses, for the use of fire hoses, or whether they have their own water storage tank up there, because remember, they had their own fire department up there for the longest time, and now they contract that service. So I don't know if it's two separate water sources. So
Sort of interesting, though, Teresa, not to interrupt you, but
No, please.
that during the fire, there was, in fact, they had a small fire department contracted with Boeing that turned everything, including the keys to that site, over to Ventura County firefighters, and this was through a direct conversation I had with the firefighters during the period, and they walked out. I mean, they left. They those buildings, if you look at Channel 7, this is one of the things the Ventura County firefighters had a real problem with. They were defending this building that they were told that nothing was inside of, except some empty barrels. And as they're fighting these fires, the next thing you know, they're seeing almost like rocket-type fuels exploding behind them. And these guys are doing it without any hazmat coordination or any uniforms, anything whatsoever. And the firefighting, the department that was in fact contracted or hired by Boeing, that was inside of and hired or was part of Boeing itself, those firefighters all left. Ventura County firefighters fought that fire, and to this day, there's been absolutely no documentation to show exactly. But the firefighters are definitely afraid of what they were exposed to up there.